For our first project, we're going to be making and designing a sketchbook. As we make this, it's going to be something that you'll use throughout the entire course. We'll use this to invest time into practice, to plan out projects, and just to invest time to try out different techniques and just kind of improve overall drawing technique. For the sketchbooks, essentially, there is three major parts or three major steps that we'll look at. First one is going to be the pages. The second one is going to be the covers. And then the third is going to be the spine and binding. To get started, you're going to grab 15 to 20 sheets from the stack at the middle of your table. There's also going to be one or two bone folders at your table. To get started with this process, you're going to start by sectioning off those sheets into segments of 3 to 5. Reason why we want to do the folds on these in smaller sets is that if you try to fold them all at once, essentially the exterior fold is going to be really loose and it's going to mess with the binding a little bit. Whereas we don't want to do these one by one because it just ends up being so tedious. So 3 to 5 seems to be a good number. When you get them folded, you're just going to align the sides and corners, press down to the middle, and then press out that fold. Then you can use that bone folder either as you go or just at the end to reinforce that fold. Then what I'll usually do is set those to the side open so that I can just nest those together as I go and I don't have to open them all back up again. And then you're pretty much going to do the same thing for each of the remaining sections of pages. This part gets a little tedious, so I'll end up speeding this up a bit. But essentially, just kind of the biggest tips for this is just to make sure that you are getting those pages lined up, you're having those folded well, and that you are not doing too many at a time, that you are losing quality on the overall fold. If you ended up with too many extra sheets, just return them to the stack at the middle of your table along with the bone folder. And then the last step before you begin the sketchbook entry is I want you to get your name and period somewhere on those sketchbook pages. At this point in time, with all the classes that make these, there ends up being like 200 sets of these that float around a class, and right now they pretty much look all the same. So get some sort of identifier, so if they end up in the wrong storage, they get scrambled around, you leave them out. It makes it a lot easier for both you to locate them and for me to locate them. Otherwise, that'll be the step for today. Let me know if you have questions.